Welcome, everyone. It's good to meet again. Sadly, it's online. Maybe next we're gonna do on-site events more. But today we have like our monthly check-in event, and with a special co-host, we have a special guest here, Monica Khoury. Monica is a senior support engineer at Supabase. If you haven't heard of Supabase, well, you're gonna hear about it now today. So to get started, we're gonna have like a small Q&A session with Monica. If you have any questions for her, please feel free to ask her. I have prepared some questions as well, so I'm gonna be asking her a few things, and she's gonna answer it. After that, we're gonna have a Kahoot quiz, and it's about Supabase. So make sure you listen really well to what Monica says. And have the winner's gonna have prizes. It's a Supabase subscription, basically. And after that, we're gonna have a small discussion about what you guys have been up to, what are you learning, what projects are you working on, and if you have any further questions for Monica or discussing the topic about Supabase further, then feel free to ask. And that's about it. So first off, Monica, please, if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us more about what you do.
Definitely. So first, thank you for hosting this session. It's really fun and interesting, especially because, as I said earlier, it's not a formal session. It's more of a Q&A about Supabase. Second, as Muhammad said, I am a senior support engineer at Supabase. And fun fact about me, I'm one of the very first members of the support team at Supabase. So you can kind of see that I have seen everything at Supabase, how everything have evolved from the very beginning. So we have developed a lot of workflows. We have put a lot of troubleshooting guides, documented all of the tricky issues. So, for the new joiners, they don't get put into the chaos. So yeah, the start, it wasn't that glamorous, but you can learn a lot of things in that road.
Awesome. It's great to have you with us today. And I'm going to start with some questions now. And for everyone, feel free to add your input. Feel free to ask any questions whenever you like. Okay, so starting off, let's see. What is a feature or a little Easter egg that you're convinced that 99% of developers have never clicked or noticed on Supabase?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. I would say three things. I'm gonna share my screen for that. All right, so tell me, can you see my screen right now?
Yeah. Okay. Before that, sorry about this. Can you explain more, like, what does Supabase do for people who don't know what is Supabase?
Yes, definitely. So Supabase is known as a Firebase alternative, which is pretty accurate, but at the same time, I think this undersells what is Supabase as it is right now, because the platform has pretty much matured as it was before. Right now, Supabase, it combines different services. So it's not just Postgres, it's also Postgres and a wrapper of all the different services that we have. So for example, we have authentication, we have storage, edge functions, real time. So if you're trying to build an application, then in that case, you can use Supabase and build your backend in minutes without having to think about how to build the backend and writing any infrastructure code. So yeah, that is Supabase in a few words.
Awesome. Okay, you can go ahead and answer the question. Let's see what you have.
For your question, I'm gonna show you a little. I'm not gonna call it an Easter egg. It's just something that's hidden right now in Supabase, and we're trying to work on it so it's more noticeable for the developers. So if you go to the SQL editor, then right here on the bottom right, you can see we have this small button, and if you click on it, we have three different roles. And for someone who's probably more familiar with Supabase, you would know that Postgres is it gives you full admin access to the database. So in that case, it would bypass all the RLS policies. We also have the anonymous, and basically anonymous, it's used by Postgres. So it maps temporarily from the anonymous role to the authenticated role. And then the most important and hidden Easter egg is the authenticated. So, and let's say you are running any type of query from here, from the SQL editor, and you want to know, like, for example, what does the app look like for this user while he's authenticated? Then you can just go click on that button, and from here you can just add any account that is already authenticated on the application, and you would see an output of what is this user allowed to see based on the security rules that you have set up.
Wow.
And yes, so that's one thing. The other thing is that's what we're right now we're working on. So if you click on the profile and then the feature preview, you can see we have this RLS tester. I think this has been shipped a few days ago, so it's fairly new.
Okay.
And if you enable the feature here, then you go to the database and policies and click on test. So what this does is basically the same concept or idea as the user impersonation that I just showed you, but it's a bit more advanced. So it also shows you what this user can see as data, but it also shows you what policies are getting evaluated for this specific user. So let's say you are trying to debug some tricky issue, then in that case that would be like your control plane for the RLS debugging. Yeah, basically that's it. And third thing that I would like to mention, this was also shipped or launched a few weeks ago in May. Supabase right now is a ChatGPT app. So if you want to connect all your projects, you can go to ChatGPT and connect all of your like projects and manage your database operations right from there.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
So
yeah, that's really cool. Anyone has any question on these? Because these are very important for the Kahoot game, by the way. So remember what she said. Okay. Okay, moving on. That was quite interesting. I didn't know about like the authenticated user simulation thing. That's actually interesting. So
exactly. That's why كمان عملنا هون some statistics على الuser clicks, and we've seen انه هيدي اقل وحده it's getting clicked بالداشبورد، وهيدي one of the most important features ب Supabase. We've seen كمان غير هيك انه ال RLS features عادة كتير يعني ال developers they get frustrated from, but at the same time once they get used to it they love this feature.
Exactly. I've worked with RLS before.
Yeah.
Like people are afraid of trying it. That's why it's a bit frustrating at the start, at the beginning, but later on, like once you get used to it, it's a lifesaver. It's like basically restricting certain data from going to.
I agree.
It's extremely important. Someone has a question. Hanan, go ahead.
Yes, hello. I have a question about Supabase. أنا يمكن عندي misconception about Supabase إنه هي database للفوتوز والفيديوز. هل هالشي غلط؟
database للفوتوز والفيديوز لا، بس it's يعني it's one service اللي هو الستورج اللي كمان بيعطيكي under the hood ال S3 تبع AWS object where you can also store الفوتو والimages any كمان documents عليه، بس at the same time it also acts as a database اللي هو Postgres. يعني it's we have like different services بسوبابيز، بس أكيد المين one اللي هو Postgres، وبعدين هيدوليكي بيجوا wrappers around it that you can also use مع ال database.
So Supabase is a database that I use in my project?
Yes, it can act as a database. It definitely
Other
can
than
act.
the main database?
It can be the main database of your project.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We also have two more questions. Rabies, is that how you pronounce your name? I'm sorry if I butchered it.
No, Antoine, Rebaz.
Oh, Rebaz. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Yes, I have a question. I don't know if we're gonna deal with it later, but is there any most popular ORMs that are combined with the Supabase? I have used it before and used Prisma and linked it with my Supabase database. Is there any other you noticeable?
Yes, as far as I know في Prisma في Drizzle بس يعني صراحة هلا ما كثير عم ننصح فيهم، لأنه في كمان البولر تبعنا اللي هو السوبرفايزر بولر أو البي جي باونسر. So إذا you're using Prisma كمان يعني you're adding another pooling layer عليها, so it adds كمان another layer of complexity على your application.
Yes. I noticed لما استعملته إنه I can just use Supabase itself and I don't need anything else. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Guys, remember all these because these are in the Kahoot quiz. Muhammad, you have a question? Please go ahead.
Hi.
Hello.
يعطيكم العافية.
Allah يعافيك.
I have already built using Supabase for my own portfolio chatbot and company chatbot also. But it was small projects. For bigger projects, if you want to use Supabase, is it really affordable to do it?
Definitely it is affordable. و at the same time شفت حدا هلا سأل إذا we can self host على private cloud. كمان في عنا option يعني إذا أنت بدك إنه تطلع من السبسكريبشن تبع Supabase يعني ما تدفع بالشهر، في كمان to self host على your own serverات. وبالنسبة yes هلا أكيد it's harder يعني من إنه يكون يعني managed by Supabase، بس إذا you can do it then why not.
That totally
Thank
depends
you.
on your business use case. If you can afford the subscription, it's way easier to get something managed for you than put resources into managing something. It's way
حتى to add on that تنقول إذا أنت مثلا يعني نحن عنا authentication server. okay, إذا أنت you don't use تبع Supabase then of course you're gonna use another provider و at some point it's not gonna come for free يعني حتدفع له، فلا تدفع يعني $25 بالشهر وخذ كل هدول السيرفيسز مع بعض.
Right, even the email service as well, SMTP and all that stuff. Come on, these are extremely helpful. All right, let's move on. Next question. What do I have? Okay. If you had to marry one Supabase feature but had to delete another, which ones are you picking?
Okay. I would also say RLS policies و Vault هول الاثنين. RLS policies أنا I feel like هن الكراون جول تبع البلاتفورم تبعنا. لأنه let's say you have public API endpoint وعندك database behind it مع tables, then وهيدا ال API endpoint أكيد it's exposed على public. in that case إذا أنت you don't secure whole data then nothing is gonna secure. كل ال RLS policies هن ال bulletproof ل your database. I said also Vault لأنه we have as you know الأنون key والservice role key. The service role key, it bypasses all the RLS policies. So let's say this key, it was leaked مثلا by accident على the client side. Then in that case, we have Vault, or you can use it يعني مع الhelper functions بالback end تبعك حتى it can decrypt الkeys تبعك without them يعني حتى ما يكونوا exposed بالغلط. وشو قلت لي تاني part?
One that you would delete.
One that I would delete. I think I would banish email auth rate limits. لأنه okay, so at the start little يعني backstory. صار كان عنا rate limits كتير عالية على ال SMTP server shared تبعنا، بس صار في معنا incident كان في عنا user كتير عم بيعمل spamming و abuse لل SMTP. So in that case عملنا مثل GitHub discussion وقلنا للusers إنه لا we can't يعني go on with that we lowered it ل 2 emails per hour. وهذا الشيء كتير عم بيعمل frustration مع developers لأنه هن I get them يعني they're trying to test their app especially at the start و they get hit يعني by هيدا ال roadblock. ما عم بيعرفوا كمان how to get past it وما عم بيعرفوا إنه كمان إنه having a custom SMTP setup ب Supabase is very easy. يعني you just add resend أو send grid or whatever و you're good to go وما في حتى limits بهذا.
Yep, that's great. Awesome. We have questions as well. Karim.
Everyone, I think the information. My question, which you've mentioned that's like possible, but for the people who works with.
So is it my internet connection or is it?
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Barely. Try to turn off the camera, maybe.
I try. I have connection. Okay.
I will try to type a question in chat.
Yeah, also typing the question would work. Oh, he's gone. Okay, we'll get back to the question once he's back. For the next question that I have, this is a fun one. Okay. I hope you're ready. How many to-do apps do you think were made with Supabase? And what project do you think is second on the list?
Okay. Okay, so I can't pin down يعني exact numbers, بس إنه ballpark number يعني أكيد it's over 1,000 projects, especially to do app, because as we all know يعني developers as they are still exploring the platform, what's their first thought يعني إنه يعملوا to do app. It's like the hello world تبع YouTube demos.
Yep.
The second project I would say كل شيء له علاقة بال LLM من وراء ال AI explosion right now. So it's either يعني something related ل LLM projects يعني users they're more interested in doing like semantic search أو SaaS projects. SaaS projects just لأنه we have Stripe integration so they can easily monetize their application with Supabase.
Awesome. Also, we also had like the authentication server already set up for the LLM apps. So basically, have the PG vector stuff.
Exactly.
As you said, yeah, it makes life so much easier now that I think about it. Yeah.
Without the vector, you would need a vector database, so it makes life way easier.
Yeah. Like we used to manage. Amir is experiencing it with his new project. I used to manage we used to manage Postgres deployments during my time as a data engineer, and sometimes it does get a bit out of bounds how to manage, especially with vector search and stuff like that. So always having like a service that is managed for you is way easier than having people working to manage something that's self-hosted.
Exactly, that's the main idea behind Supabase.
Yeah.
I guess the same thing in Firebase as well.
Yeah, Firebase is kind of like a bit different at this point. That's how I feel about it, honestly.
ايه انه هذاك SQL نحن SQL, so it depends اذا انت عندك relational database او لا.
Yep. Kareem is back.
Everyone, can you?
Sorry, didn't hear that.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, much clearer.
It's better.
Yeah, appreciated. My question is about this. I've used both post and the Clubhouse.
Okay, it's gone. Kareem,
so,
can you type in the question?
What?
Can you please type in the question instead?
Okay, much appreciated. Give me you can, if someone has done, so I can write. Okay.
Antoine. Oh yeah, Kareem, did you send it?
Okay. This is to can try it. I can mention. So my question is how a column architect big database or did it come with them like was project?
Yeah. Sorry, we really can't hear you. Like it's very laggy. So
Okay,
if you can just type the
okay.
question and
I'll
that will
try. Try
much
to.
help.
Okay.
Okay, we're a bit late on time actually. So we need to move a bit faster. Antoine, do you have a question? Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Monica, you mentioned about Vault, which encrypts all the things that we would put in the NV.
صح.
Can you possibly show us later how would you put these dependencies or these things into Vault?
Yes, definitely. Is that we have time, Muhammad? I think I can just show it right now. It just needs like a few seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
اوكي سو كرمال فولت بتروحوا على اذا بتذكر لانه كثير هلا عم نغير هون السايد بانل. اوكي سو ذاتس ات بالانتجريشن. اوكي and then هون بالسيكريتس and it's very يعني simple. You just add a new secret. هون بتعطوه a name, description, وهون it would be the secret يعني value. وهون يعني that's how you would reveal the secret. And after, so let's say I would add test and whatever. Okay, I would add a secret. So it would get encrypted in this case. And let's say you go to the edge functions in here. Then from here you would access the Vault encrypted keys by referencing them in deno.env, the same thing that you would do. We also have Vault. Yeah, here are the docs. كمان فيكم to access them from the editor. We have helper functions. Yes, that's it. So we have Vault create secret. So instead of going in a UI, you can just also create it SQL like that. So basically, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving on. Let's get to the next question. Okay, what is a feature that is in development that you are super excited about?
Okay, so هذا أحلى question. لأنه right now I'm not gonna talk about a specific feature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about something that's going on in Supabase right now that's gonna change the whole architecture of Supabase. So I'm gonna share my screen for that because I know that I wanted to talk about it. So I've prepared a few diagrams, and it's something that's called multigrass. Has anyone heard of it before?
Can say I have.
Yeah. Okay, so لا multigrass. هلا I'm gonna start يعني كsimple كيف بتكون يعني a simple app architecture وthen بنشوف يعني كيف حتصير كمultigrass. So first you would have an application it would have one server, one database node, so it would accept all the reads and writes. Then let's say you would see the metrics for that application and something it's hitting like 100% utilization, whether it was the CPU, the RAM, the disk. In that case, what is the most simple solution that developers do, or back-end infra people they just scale the compute. By scaling the compute, they just buy a bigger machine, more RAM, a more powerful server. But in that case, let's say then you're having like a Facebook application. And with the Facebook application, we have a lot of analytical queries and you're trying to run a lot of select queries on the database. So in that case, what you would add is a database and it's getting overwhelmed. Adding compute, it's not going to solve at all the problem. لأنه at some point, you're going to be capped بالcompute. يعني, okay, if يكون عندك the biggest instance ever or the most powerful server ever, but at the same time, it's not going to help the database to run faster. So in that case, for only the read operations, you would have a primary DB and then you would have a replica. You can also add another replica to it. And the replica is basically just a copy or a clone of the primary database. And you would split the reads on the replica and all the writes it would hit on the primary database. But so, okay, in this case, we would solve the read operations problem. But what about the write operations? That's where the complexity lives. And for that, we have something that we call the concept of sharding. Sharding is when you have in the database a table, and let's say it grew to millions and billions of rows, and you have like massive traffic from the users. So what you would do in that case to elevate the pressure on the database, you would split the table into two. So we would have shard 1 and then shard 2. And then you would try to balance the writes between them, but also the complexity. So let's say you have an application and a user, he just made a payment transaction. The complexity here is how would you know which shard to send this transaction to, whether it was shard 1 or shard 2, and that's what we're trying to work around that problem to mitigate. And here comes multigrass. So multigrass is basically we only have a multigrass 1 layer, and then its job is to have to run all the infrastructure in the background, so you don't have to worry about it. And it would route all the write queries or even read queries to the different shards of your database. So you can eventually reach some hyperscale databases. And for that, the integration, this is led by the engineer. It was called he's called Sugu Sugumaran, and he has worked with YouTube and with GitHub and Slack, so they can add the Vitess or multigrass, also known as it, to Supabase.
Amazing, amazing. Here's a question. Can the user decide on what kind of algorithm they want the sharding to happen on?
Okay, so right now, as it is built under the hood, I don't think you can. So this يعني نحن we're trying كمان نشيل كل شيء complexity عن اليوزر وخلي بس اليوزر انه to worry about how to scale الابلكيشن من الفرونت اند او من غير side.
Yeah. Actually, if a user got to the point where it's actually that big and they need the sharding, then they definitely have a lot of engineers to do that. So yeah. Okay, awesome. That's a great feature, honestly. All right, let's move on. A few years from now, do you think developers will still be writing SQL queries, or even asking AI to write them, but running it themselves or something like that? Like we can talk to ChatGPT and they give us a query and so on. Or we'll just be talking to the database. Like we just tell it, okay, I want this, do this for me, whatever, get me this data and whatnot. What do you think?
I would say hopefully we will reach that point أكيد. But from experience يعني speaking ومن كل support tickets that we get, a lot of these users يلي بنسميهم يعني vibe coders يلي هن they try to talk to the database in natural language. Okay, so they can run standard or CRUD operations on the database, but once their application it scales big, in that case that's when they hit performance problems. So I would say probably we would have a hybrid model in the future. Just because, okay, you can run all the standard queries, but raw SQL and knowing all the different intricacies of databases is also a very important skill to have. And probably developers in the future, they might act as reviewers more, or architects of the database. So they can take a look at the execution plan of the database and secure the database more. That would be, in my opinion, that would be the future for developers.
Yeah, I agree with that, honestly. Awesome. Is there any questions? There are many technologies that are new to me, node, replicas, queries. Where can I learn these necessary terminologies to benefit the most from such discussion? This is Hanan asking.
Yeah, and I would say these are very important terminologies right now in the developer era. And if you want to learn more about it, it's basically the documentation, whether it was Supabase or any other documentation on the internet. And of course, I would say to run even like the documentation, sometimes it's a bit ambiguous. So also if you have if you don't understand any specific thing, then try to copy the markdown of that documentation and paste it in an LLM and try to have a conversation with it, try to ask it a question like, hey, what does that mean? Explain it like I'm 5 and all sorts.
Yeah, Also, one tiny thing to add. The idea of replicas is a bit advanced. You only face it when you're actually working on a very scaling product and basically with a team of engineers. So you don't have to understand how exactly how it works. Or sharding, for example, sharding it's extremely complex. It's not a simple idea at all. So just having small idea of what it is totally fine for now. You don't have to get into very specific details about that. This is mainly the work of platform engineers, DevOps, and so many teams working together in order to get this to work. It's as Monica said, someone from YouTube is working on something like that. So you understand how big this is. I've worked with some of these stuff before, and I can tell you quite complex, but it's great to know about what they are. Just an idea. You don't have to understand how it works, just a basic idea of what these are. Okay, so Karim actually got us the question. Since the ClickHouse foreign data wrapper, FWD, requires full result sets to be transferred from ClickHouse to Postgres for processing, how does Supabase prevent large analytical queries from causing out-of-memory crashes on the main Postgres instance?
Yeah, that's a very smart question. And we always get a lot of support tickets just لأنه they added a foreign data wrapper على their instance, and then it crashed وعملت out of memory. In that case, the only solution for that is just to scale the compute. يعني ما في غير solution to that. And that's the only thing that we advise.
مش قلتي إنه الشاردنج هو بيحل قصة اللارج كويريز؟
Yes, but not in that case. It's a different scenario.
It's
Okay.
different. It solves the issue with millions of transactions happening at once. This is what it kind of solves. It doesn't solve exactly the complexity of a query.
Okay, يعني quantity not quality.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Will we ever get a feature where the AI automatically writes a heartfelt apology email to my users when I accidentally drop a production table?
I don't think we'll ever get that. But you can add it right now. Probably is you add a trigger على database, but then you just add edge functions. You can just email للusers. But anyway, in case that ever happened, يعني hopefully not. In a worst case scenario, أكيد enable PITR, point in time recovery. هيك حتى تعمل rollback على most recent backup where you had that data.
Yeah. Awesome. Actually, I have a question that I came up with right now. Does Supabase support migrations?
Migrate from or to Supabase?
To Supabase.
Yes, it does. We also have some extensive documentation about that. So with Supabase we're not يعني locked in لأنه it's open source, so we try أبدا إنه إذا حدا كان عنده project ب Supabase مش إنه إذا بعدين بده to migrate from أو to Supabase نخليه يعني locked in ب our ecosystem. So that's why we have كتير documentation around that.
Yeah, and actually, my question was a bit different. Do you know about migration tools like Liquibase, Flyway?
لا ما عندي فكرة عنه.
It's increment, you write your DDL incrementally. So every time you add a new table, you write it out, and then you have a tool to execute the migrations and have the database.
يعني هن they write the scripts للmigrations وبعدين يقدم على okay yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of these tools.
Antoine?
Yes. So my question is, the database, where is it hosted? Supabase, where is it hosting it? AWS is hosting it on any other thing? Because something happened to me within the war that happened is that the MongoDB servers, their edge points, because they deal with AWS, their edge points that were located in the Middle East were out. So I had to reconfigure a new whole clusters for my database on. So what are the things that Supabase done or deal with in these days?
Yeah, look, I understand where you're coming from. هلا نحن we're hosting على AWS servers, but at the same time it's all in your control. لأنه أنت وقت you create a new project على البلاتفورم أنت بتنقي الريجن اللي أنت بدك إياه. يعني where you want to host your database. وهلا we don't support. I don't think we support anything بالميدل ايست. أكتر شيء نحن يعني أكتر كلاستر هلا ماشية هي الUS كلاستر ويوروب كلاستر. So إذا أنت مثلا من لبنان أو بالميدل إيست أنا I would choose الفرانكفورت كلاستر لأنه أقرب شيء علينا أو الإنديان كلاستر.
Yes. I came back to the Europe clusters. يعني حتى بعدت عن الإنديان. Yes. Okay, thank you.
All right, let's get moving. Okay, what's the most chaotic project ever built using Supabase? If you know about it.
chaotic.
Yeah.
عندنا كثير chaotic projects. especially هلا مع coders. بس I can speak يعني من شيء هلا قطع معي هلا الجمعة. So كان في support ticket and this user he leaked the service role key. And you know when you leak a service role key then anyone can inspect the network tab and he can put rename your tables, he can put dummy يعني data be your database, and that's what happened. And this went viral على Twitter, على Reddit, and yeah, it was a big thing. But at the same time, the trade-off اللي نحن إنه واجهناها is that we disabled the symmetric keys. So you know right now we have asymmetric keys and we also have symmetric keys كرمال API. So for this user, because he was using Flutter Flow, he was يعني كان مجبور يستعمل symmetric keys, old API keys. And in that case, لأنه نحن we disabled them just for reliability reasons. That's why لأنه it was breaking some of the users' apps. So I had to speak مع the front end team to enable it specifically يعني يعمل exception case for this user so he can rotate the secret keys تبعه. So yeah, that was the most chaotic one.
Interesting. Okay, we have a few questions. We have Daniel.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm using Supabase for a POS system. عم بشتغل locally Supabase وعندي اللول Supabase hosted على Supabase.com. My question is إذا أنا عملت local changes على Supabase schema يعني على database schema بس يعني إذا بدك to migrate أول شيء to see the difference between schema عندي locally والسكيما اللي موجودة online. هذه في شيء طريقة لأشوف فيها إحنا ما عامل مثل push كل مرة.
في كمان اسمه Supabase diff إذا سمع فيه.
أوكي.
بس في يلا بس بشوف إذا بلاقي لك إياها. اسمه Supabase DB diff رح ابعتها هلا بالشات.
أوكي. إذا مثلا ال RPC locally غير يعني نفس الفانكشن بس يعني ال content of the RPC بيتغير بين عندي والبرودكشن في هيدي does this command support it يعني اللي يشوف
إذا كانت هيدي it's changing بالmigrations تبعك then definitely it should show up بالSupabase DB diff command.
alright. طيب بعد عندي one more question هلا هي اللي خطر على بالي. إذا أنا اشتركت بالسوبابيس برو هلا بيطلع لي عندي staging وبرودكشن بيطلع لي يعني بال I can do staging بالبروجكت right في أعمل برانش تاني للسوبابيس to connect الstaging عليه صح
وهلا صراحة يعني a lot of the things regarding branching are changing يعني internally. قبل كان في عنا شيء اسمه GitHub integration مع البرانشينج. هلا صرنا we're moving towards gitless branching. Have you heard of it؟
لا بعد.
يعني مثلا ما فيك تعمل ما ضروري تعمل integration مع GitHub to spin up a branch في Supabase. يعني هلا فيك دغري تفتح project وتعمل a staging branch. و for that is I want to help you for لأنه في عنا هون a really good document عن managing environment في Supabase. وهيدي it can help you كمان to manage environment بس يعني مش بس كبرانشينج بس كمان كلوكالي.
اوكي.
وأنا يعني كتير بنصح فيه لأنه هيدي I think it's better إنه أول شيء تبلش يعني to push your changes. أول شيء تبلش تعمل changes locally بعدين to push your changes على ال staging ومن staging على ال production.
alright. طيب this is it my question هلا for now. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for your questions. Mariam has a question. So what's the actual difference between using raw Postgres and Supabase? When would you recommend one over the other?
Between raw Postgres and Supabase?
Yep.
Okay. First I would say إنه نحن عنا default بت safeguards للusers. يعني نحن you know ال Postgres configuration file in that case بسوبابيز نحن بنحط ال default values حتى اليوزرز يعني مش إنه تنقول الميموري الميموري تبع Postgres في اليوزر يعليها بالraw Postgres وإذا عليها كتير كمان that would halt الانستنس تبعه. So in that case نحن بنحط كل شيء safe values وإن case اليوزر كمان بده to customize هدول ال values he can do that. وفي عنا هدول Postgres configuration يعني كمان اليوزر منه logged in على ال default values اللي نحن بنحطها بس نحن بنقول له إنه أوكي إنه هدول ال safe values بس عم نعطيك warning إنه إذا أنت فيك to customize it بس عم نعطيك warning إنه هدول they're a bit risky to customize.
It's also كمان إنه like Supabase, if you take in the full Supabase thing, you get a lot of features that like improve the quality of life for you as a developer, not setting up a lot of things, not worrying about scalability, not worrying about authentication servers. You have edge functions, you have so many things that help you as a developer instead of like hosting your own Postgres, which is like purely a database and you have to build upon it. So having like your own Supabase, it helps you with a lot of things. It makes your life much easier and it manages things for you. So it's very reliable. Okay. I hope that answers the question. Yeah.
Also to add to that, like the second part, as you said, لأنه في عنا كل services from the UI, لأنه we work a lot على ال UI, is that you're just using raw Postgres, then it's very hard كمان to check out the logging system تبعهم. يعني for example, right now, إذا you see the dashboard, we have something that's called unified logs. And from the unified logs, you can trace, like for example, إذا something happened تنقول an error happened بالedge functions, then you can trace إذا هيدا الerror مثلا يعني بتعمله مثل isolation test. إذا هيدا الerror was indeed from the edge function أو it was whether from an API أو it was from the database. يعني كمان ال UI كتير مشغول عليه وهلا عم ننزل كمان we're adding a lot of AI assistance بالdashboard. So كمان that helps a lot.
Amazing. I'm more excited to work with Supabase now. Okay, one last question before the Kahoot game. We do have enough time, I guess. All right. So if you were forced to live inside one page of the Supabase dashboard for 1 week, which page has the best vibes for you?
Best vibes. That would be.
This question is about vibes.
About vibes. That would be the SQL editor, I believe, because that's the control plane of the whole database. And from it, you can access all the other services in Supabase. So from a hacker mindset, you can see all the data from the SQL editor. And from a support mindset, it's really great at debugging and and like having full control.
And it has syntax highlighting, so it's colorful as well.
Yeah. That's
yeah. All right. All right, we have another question from Hanan. Can we say Supabase is 3-in-1 database can have images and videos, مصر حنان على images and videos, act as any other database, hosts projects like Vercel.
اوكي كلهم مظبوطين الا اخر وحده.
Right.
نحن we don't host projects على Vercel. هديك بس تزبط مع Vercel ونتليفاي. نحن يعني هذا اكثر هون عم نحكي ب front end deployment. بسوبابيز رح افسر لك اياها اكثر لانه يعني هون يمكن ما كثير عم تعرفي شو الايمجز وهول. سو عندك الداتابيز يلي هو الفاونديشن اوف سوبابيز يلي هو بوستجريس، وكمان واي سوبابيز اتس اكثر شيء يعني adoptable by the community, why they love it لانه it's a well known database يعني it's Postgres منه custom database عم نستعمل. هيدي first. second عندنا authentication system، هيدا هون separate layer عم نحكي يعني separate service. بيرجع عندك الستورج هيدا اللي هلا انت عم تسالي عنه. so بقلب الستورج you can create buckets يعني you can think of it like folders على your laptop، وبقلب هدول الفولدرز بتحطي objects. هول الاوبجكتس بيكونوا هن الايمجز، الPDF، الفيديوز، anything. We also have real-time and edge functions. The edge functions هن مثل small compute that runs small يعني مثل small tasks that you can run that is close to your servers. Basically that's it. I hope يعني that answered your question.
Yes, كنت عم تقولي إنه it hosts here my project.
Yes.
أوكي
بس مش
فليش إيه يعني هو مثل Vercel مش Vercel.
لا هو منه Vercel.
It kind of hosts the backend, like the backend part, or is it بدك the database part? Half database, half backend at this point. It's not just purely database. It hosts that on the cloud. It can. You can have your own Supabase hosted on the cloud database that you connect to. But it doesn't host like the front-end application. It doesn't host a lot of other stuff. So it kind of, you host a project, yes, but not full, like the full end-to-end full stack project. Just host part of it.
وما بيكون حتى في UI بسيط لأقدر أتحكم بالداتابيس؟
From the dashboard, yes, but from the user's perspective, I believe no. Correct me if I'm wrong, Monica. أنا خطيت.
ما كثير صراحة ما كثير فهمت اللاست بارت. شو قصدك باليو اي تبع الداتابيز؟
إنه لما يعمل هوستنج للباك إند أو للداتابيس يعني كيف هنقدر نشتغل فيه لما نعمل هوستنج؟ بده يكون في شوية يوزر انترفيس.
اوكي I guess هلا فهمت شو يعني شو ليه القصة اللي مانك فهمتيها. So we have back end and front end. اوكي الباك end هو hosted على مع Supabase. اوكي وعندك هون different services، وعندك الفرونت end هو كل شيء يعني مثل React JS scripts او مثلا كل شيء static assets يعني مثلا images وهيك. So هول كل شيء front end هول يلي you deploy them على Vercel و Netlify. while كل شيء الباك اند هو اللي gets deployed separately على Supabase. يعني هون انت بصير في عندك سيرفر، والسيرفر where you can scale يعني بصير في عندك CPU RAM all of that. while the front end doesn't need all of that لانه like technically speaking انت ما بكون في عندك queries اذا ما عندك back end. يعني مثلا اذا انت عندك just a portfolio website then you don't need a backend for that. It would be a static website و there's no need لسيرفر. Then in that case you just host the front end على Vercel أو Netlify. But let's say بقلب your portfolio أنت هون مثلا بدك تزيد something يعني a new feature where you can query the database. In that case that's where you need a server. That's where you need Supabase. That's where you need to host it على server على other platform. Yeah.
هلا أنا ضغط لأنه نحن بعدنا عاملين بروجكت من قريب اسمه هوب لينك وعملنا لها هوستنج على Vercel وفيها باك اند يعني هي فول ستاك بروجكت.
إيه بس السيرفر وين بيكون hosted؟
Backend, where do you host your backend? This one.
أنا بعرف إنه عملنا لها هوستنج على Vercel.
The entire app, like backend, front end, كلها.
يس يعني اللينك اللي بيكون باليو ار ال اللي هو hoplink-vercel.app.
انتوا did you add a database؟
يس استعملنا مونجو دي بي.
So Mongo is separate. I don't think it's on Vercel, right?
Yeah, they're separate. بيكون في MongoDB Atlas for the database ومستعملين Vercel for the front end hosting. So yeah, they're separate.
Okay, thank you.
Anytime. Antoine, you had something to ask?
No, I was gonna comment, but Amir hopped in and said this.
Awesome. Okay, so question from William. Does Supabase support real-time multiplayer FPS co-op backend? Someone wants to create Counter-Strike again. I never used Supabase, but curious for support for games like my example.
Okay. Yes, للمالتي هلا ما بعرف إذا it exactly answers your question بس عنا real time presence feature. And real time presence يعني هيدا أكتر شيء بيستعملوها بالجيمز تنقول إذا you would like to know إذا a player is online or not, then real time it should give you that information.
As for FPS co-op, I think you do need to do some research on that. I don't know if it's supported, like the ticks and stuff and the timers, and yeah, it's something different. I think it's a different technology. Awesome. Do we have any other questions? Do we need a cloud server to host Supabase? Can't we just host it on a local machine? Is what Mariam was asking. Amir actually answered this, and yes, you can host it locally via Docker. Awesome. Okay, we barely have time for the Kahoot game, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna go over time a bit, but it's a fun game, and almost all of the questions in the Kahoot game were answered during our interview with Monica. So, ما في حاجة جوا. Okay, I'm gonna send the link in a bit. Where is it? This. Okay, it's. All right, I'm gonna send the link in the chat, so please click on the link and try to join. Also, there will be 2 winners, and the winners would please contact us in order to get your Supabase subscriptions. Monica actually provided this, so thank you, Monica. And on Riham, if you can post the email that they should contact us on in order to claim the rewards, please.
Best for Ahmad's question, how can I check if my data is secured properly in the database? I am currently building a full learning management system. Yes, in that case, you can go on a dashboard. We have a security advisor, and from it, you can check, like, it will link your project, and then you can check all the warnings in the security advisor and work on it. I will provide the link for it.
Awesome. Guys, yalla, join. We're waiting for you.
Muhammad, if this is the first time I know how to use Kahoot. Can you please let us know how we use it?
Sure. So basically, I'm gonna share my screen and show you how it's gonna work. Now, okay, this is the game. Okay, I think my screen has been shared. It's working. Okay. So basically, after I start the game, you're gonna have a multiple choice question. So you're gonna have a question, and you can select one of the 4 answers. And basically, it's a competition. So the person who clicks the fastest with the correct answers, they score more points. There are 12 questions in total, and there's a leaderboard. In the end, 2 people will win a prize, and basically that's it. So enjoy. Okay, so one more minute and we can start. Please join if you haven't already. so that we can start. We're a bit bit overtime here. Okay, everyone in? Yeah, once we start, we cannot join. No one can join anymore. Okay, let's actually get started. People are still joining. Okay, everyone in? We can start. Yalla, let's start. All right. Awesome. Yeah, get ready.
It's played. So you must hear that there.
Sorry, Karim, we didn't catch that.
I've said that to the question here in the screen, then we will answer.
Sorry. Can you
We need
type?
to read.
And please type in your question.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's asking if the question, we'll see the question here and then we'll play it on Kahoot.
You can see it on my screen, and you can see it on Kahoot as well. That's why. Okay, ready for the next question? Let's go. Okay, who's Ayman? Ayman is in the lead. Okay, next question. Which database natively powers Supabase? Okay, I missed off the blue one. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Who's in the lead? Mazen. All right, let's keep going. Third one. Supabase instantly generates secure RESTful API using which? Postgres. That's correct. Let's keep going. All right. Which of the following is not a core feature provided by Supabase?
Smart question.
See, all of these have been answered. All right. Let's keep going. Oh, Hanan is in the lead now. Amir is catching up. Okay. What runtime is primarily used to write Supabase H functions? This one hasn't been answered, but it should be clear. TypeScript Dino, that's correct. All right. Amir is in the lead now. Okay, question number 6. Supabase real-time functionality listens to what? PostgreSQL replication stream. Okay, next, who's in the lead? Amir is still in the lead. Hanan, catch up. it's only a few points. Okay, which of these authentication methods does Supabase support? All of the above. Awesome. Was in the lead. Oh, we didn't get this one right. Okay, what is the name of the connection pooler built by Supabase? Supervisor. Yep. Okay, 9. In Supabase storage, what type of files can you store? Any file type. That's correct. All right. 3 more. How can you manage records directly from the Supabase dashboard? Built-in table editor. That's correct. 2 more. Which Postgres extension does Supabase use for vector embedding? Okay, this one is a bit actually no, it's very obvious. Nice, nice. Amir is back in the lead. Let's go. All right, what does RLS stand for in Supabase? Last question. Let's see who the winner is. Okay. The podium. And the third place, we have Hanan. Second place, we have Ayman. And the first, Amir. Awesome. Congrats to all the winners. And yeah, I'm sharing my screen now. And to get your
Ahmed, please share my prize with the person in third place. It's
okay,
fine.
so Hanan and Ayman, please contact us on the GDG email. So I'll send it on the chat right now to claim your prizes. And thank you, Monica, for providing them as well.
Yeah, congrats for everyone.
Yeah. Awesome. I want to say thank you so much, Monica, for joining us today. This is going to be the end of the session. I'm just going to share slides, QR codes, in case someone wants to connect with you or to actually follow us, the GDG, on social media as well. So I'm just going to share these, and we can basically stop. Okay, just a moment. Okay, let's do the slideshow. There it is. Okay, wait. So please feel free to follow us on social media so that you get notifications of any upcoming events and any upcoming check-ins, stuff like that. And if you want to connect with Monica on LinkedIn, this is also the QR code for that. Do let me know if you want to go back and forth through these so that you have enough time to scan both of them.
Can you go back, please?
Yes, sure.
Monica, before we leave, as members are still here, can you please tell us also about your project that you have worked before about GitHub and for Lebanese developers as well?
We should have talked about this in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, Monica, please.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll stop sharing my screen now, and I'll send Monica's profile LinkedIn on the chat as well. Go ahead, you can share your screen.
Okay, so can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I built a project. It's called LabHub, and it's basically a community for all the Lebanese GitHub users. So we can like have a centralized view of them, and you can see like the community overview from here. You can see we have 563 active developers for year to date. This is the number of commits, the pull request, active repo, and this is what happened in the last 24 hours. I also added an AI summary here where you can see like what kind of work is spiking this year. And you can see it's the AI related work. So this is very interesting to know. And actually, I will also tell you how this works if you want to add yourself. So if you want to get discovered on LabHub, then you just go to GitHub, to your user profile. So let's say to my profile, and you would just need to add in the location here Lebanon, and then it would get picked up by the APIs on LabHub, and eventually you should be able to show up in the stats here if you were, of course, in the top 10 committers or top 10 100 committer. And I've also split it between commits, contributions, and all. And we also have a live activity feed. So for example, whenever someone who's Lebanese that does any open source work on GitHub or activity, then it should show up in this card. And yeah, I also added a developer spotlight. And this is just to showcase all the Lebanese developers, whether you have one commit, one repo, or a million commit or a million repo. So it's just a way to get discovered easily. And the other thing, you can also check the innovation graph. So the innovation graph is also based on Lebanon. So you can see from the Q2 of 2021 how many Git pushes the Lebanese community added until right now. So you can see this graph is growing tremendously, which is an amazing thing to know or have. Same thing for the repository organizations, the also programming language, and all the other sorts of information. And this is also the live activity feed, but also this is a centralized, like it gives you a bird's eye view on the activity that's happening currently on GitHub, Lebanese GitHub, I'm gonna call it. And you can see these are the most active repositories where there's a Lebanese developer that's working on it. So we have the first one, it's Strappy, and we also have Medusa. Medusa is, I think, yeah, Shahad Nasser, she's the one working on it. So you can see her number of commits is very high. And you can also create a dev card for yourself. So, and this only searches through the Lebanese. So you can't find a foreign developer. It only fetches the Lebanese developers. So in that case, you can see this is the dev card, so you can share it with your friends, or let's say you have a community event, you can just print that card, and I believe that's a very good idea to share your portfolio with someone. And of course, you can customize it, share it on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and all sorts. And the last one, you can add, I called it a Cedar badge. So you also search for your account name, and then you can just add a badge on GitHub so you can get discovered more easily. And basically, that's it. That's the badge that I added on my profile.
I just generated I just generated my my card. It looks amazing. The repo that I have is Gemini demo.
Yeah, I think it's just a good way so the community, the Lebanese community, can get discovered easily.
Yep, it's an amazing project. Thank you so much for all your contribution.
Also, I want to say this was like the whole session. It was really fun, and I didn't expect this much questions from the community. So it was really good to hear all the questions and the discussions that we had. So yeah, and as Muhammad said, feel free to connect with me after the session ends.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Monica. We were so glad to have you, honestly, and hopefully we can collab on future events as well. Thank you everyone for joining. It was a pleasure hosting this event with Monica, and hopefully we'll see you on site soon. We don't know when yet, but hopefully very soon. Okay, so thank you everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.